Hi, my name is Catherine Storing. You may call me Kat, and I am the host of the Healed and Cash Flowing podcast show, where I'm going to tell you exactly how I went from completely burned out, hating my business, not knowing how to show up, or how to even embrace who I really wanted to work with. I'm going to give you all the secrets. So make sure you tune in every week so you too can love your business and grow your cash flow in no time. Welcome back to the second episode of the Healed and Cash Flowing podcast show. I am your host, Catherine Storing, and I'm so glad that you're here. Oh my God, I'm so glad that we're having these conversations because this is exactly what I needed when I first got started. So last time I gave you a recap of who I was, where I've been, and why we're doing this show. So if you skipped and somebody sent episode 2, I would highly encourage you to listen to episode 1 because it will really give you an idea as to why we're here. So last time when we talked, I was telling you how pretty much everything started during the pandemic. And I hate to take you back to such a dark time, but I'm telling you, it is necessary because I really want you to see a pattern. I really want you to see that more than likely, if you're listening to this show, is because something on the inside of you said, this is for you. You might be a spiritual coach, entrepreneur, or a healer, and your business is probably doing well. It could do better, but you yourself are not doing so hot. You might be feeling sick all the time, exhausted, moody, burned out, probably not at the best shape of your life, and not really sure if you can continue doing what you're doing right now, even though you know that you are destined to have a business and to help others with your gifts and talents. How am I doing so far? Let me know. So the pandemic is happening. I'm home. I'm not able to see anybody, even though my parents lived around about 15 minutes from my house tops at the time anyway. So I'm by myself. My daughter's at her dad. We hadn't figured out our relationship yet, even though she lived with me during the week. She went to her dad's on the weekends, but guess what? During the pandemic, school went online. So she decided to do it from her dad's. We were having issues. So I said, okay. So I was alone for the majority of the time. So that's when I decided to walk away from my business at the time. I was teaching people how to monetize. I called it Teaching You Easy. That is one of my last books that I wrote. The 10-step formula to teach her easy. And I was burned out. I was creating all the time. I was not charging a lot. I could always charge a lot one-on-one. But group forms, for some reason at the time, I just could not charge more than, I think my highest group program was $497, if I'm not mistaken. Everything else was much lower. And one-on-one, I had no problem. One-on-one, I can charge all I want. But with one-on-one, you cannot really scale, and you find yourself, or at least I found myself, teaching the same stuff over and over again, and I didn't want to do that. And I found that I needed to carry a lot. I needed to, I had outgrown my audience. I was also in a spiritual journey. I was figuring things out. With the pandemic, I had just gotten back from Brazil. And I went on what I thought was a missions trip because like I said before, I used to be very religious. And even though I didn't know it, I thought I was a Christian. But I really have fallen for the rules and regulations. I will even call it a spell where I was so excited and my heart was in the right place. I really wanted to serve. I wanted to help people. I was excited I did not need the recognition. I just wanted to be there and help the people and just show them what God had done in my life. And I was just, even the language that I was using was very exclusive instead of inclusive. I did not know this at the time. And I was just happy to be there. And during the trip, my eyes were open and I saw kind of behind the curtains, and it was a little too much for me. And I realized that that's not where I needed to be. Some things transpired. The pandemic happened and I never went back to the church that I was attending. And I was angry, y'all. I was angry with God. I was angry at God. And thank God that I knew that he is okay with the anger. He can handle it. But I was very upset. I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing all these things. I've been trying to help and serve, and then that thing happened, and I was just angry. I was angry. I was hurt. I was cry. I cried. It was like a year and a half of just anger by myself, not having access to people, not being able to not knowing what was happening. Looking back, I can see that all of that was necessary at the time. I can tell you it was very painful. Even thinking about it, I can see how my energy went down just going back to that time. I saw myself pacing. I was living in a very long apartment, and I remember pacing myself back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just angrily trying to figure out what happened. I used to go on long drives once I felt comfortable going out. And I couldn't figure out why that happened. I couldn't figure out why I was where I was. And all I knew was that I was angry, and I wanted nothing to do with, I call it those people. I wanted nothing to do with those people, because with God, Jesus and I were still cool, but God the Father, him and I were kind of like not on speaking terms. It was very, very upsetting. I was just hurt. I was hurt, and I couldn't understand why that happened. And I blew my business. I decided to not have a business, but I also needed to make money. I don't know about you, but I am not independently wealthy yet. And I have not been married for a very long time. So I need to provide for myself. So I took a couple projects. I finished up a series of books for one of my last clients, one-on-one. I did that as kind of a favor. And then I took another project that was very, very profitable, that I could do from home, and that was amazing. So I did that for almost a year. That was incredible. And then I was able to go on unemployment, which was amazing for me because I needed to do nothing. However, being in that place where you could do nothing, my soul needed that. So I was able to travel a little bit. I was able to pay some things off, and I began to just learn. I dove really, really deep into real estate because I tell you, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I need to be doing something with business. I need to be working for myself. So I began to learn about real estate. I thought I was going to become a mortgage officer. I took the pre-test. I was studying, and then I realized I was going to have to build a business around it. And I'm like, I'm trying to get away from that. I don't want to be an employee of myself, But I learned a lot, which was very helpful. And then I learned about creative financing, and I was hooked. I read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think it's an amazing book. If you have not read it, I would highly encourage you to read it. It will really open up your eyes as to what is possible when you see yourself as someone that can do more than having a job. So I dove deep into that, again, out of desperation. I wanted to work fast. I wanted to not have to do any other projects or have another job. And I made it kind of my master. I was rushing the process. I was always doing. I was obsessed, like I usually get when I'm learning something. And I was living and breathing real estate because it's really exciting, and they make it sound, and it is exciting. And I was learning from people. I was learning from mostly men and from a male energy. And I was excited. I was investing a lot in my learning, in Facebook ads, and building. But very quickly, I want to say within a year, I found myself burned out again. At this time, I was trying to do real estate and also have a corporate job, because I knew with corporate jobs, I can always make money. I can always make six figures easily. It's not very taxing physically, although mentally it is. And I needed the money to invest in real estate, right? So I was learning, but then I found myself having the same issues. Even with relationships, I'm like, I don't want to keep having these issues where I'm always giving and I don't give enough back. I don't get enough back. Or in romantic relationships where I'm either choosing the wrong person, or my boundaries are not respected, or I myself don't respect my own boundaries. And I was exhausted, completely exhausted. I had gained a little bit of weight during the pandemic, like most people did. Not a lot, but for me, I think it was 10, 15 pounds maybe. And I was just not feeling my best. And I very quickly was hating my job within, I don't know, 5 months of being there. I was very excited about it. Then I realized, girl, what you doing here? Yeah, you need the money, but you don't love this. So I kept doing the real estate podcast. I love learning from these people. I was promoting all these people because I always know how to promote people. And in podcast shows, it's just such an amazing way of just connecting and communicating. It's just amazing. So I was doing that, and I still hadn't figured out why things were happening the way they were happening, why I was not feeling like myself. I just didn't know. And it kept happening, and I just kept going. And I don't know if you've ever been in that place where you are not happy with the result, but you don't do anything to change it or stop it. It's like somehow we make do. Like making do, it's okay. Like, let me make lemonade out of lemons. And I get that from growing up, because growing up, I needed to keep quiet. I needed to be seen and not heard. And I needed to not be a problem. Like my needs were an issue. Now, I'm not saying that's right, but that is the message. Those are the consistent messages that I received growing up. And I internalized that ish. I internalized it, and I made it right. And I made it my life, the journey to not be needy. I'm not going to say quote unquote needy, because I wasn't needy. I just had needs. If you have a need, how is that needy, right? So I made it my life's journey to be easy going. And I gotta tell you, that is so toxic when you become your own bully. And I'm just being transparent and honest with you. I hope this is okay with you, that you are listening to this, because I didn't want to sugarcoat it. I wanted to go back as far as possible and really explain to you where everything came from. And it went back to, very early on. So, and that's how I got in trouble at that last church that I was, because authority was always toxic. Authority was always telling you what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go, who are you, what you can and cannot do. And I fell for it. I thought that's what you did. And that's how a lot of people control you. That's how a lot of people get you to do things that you don't want to do, because either they know your trauma, they recognize it, they know they can manipulate you, they try, and you did not push back. They're like, great, this is someone I can control. Let me know if that's ever happened to you. Let me know, because I'm willing to bet if you're listening to this episode of this show, it's because you have a background of abuse, neglect, or that you're not feeling like this is the life that you always wanted to have. Like, seriously. So once I realized that real estate as a business, I still think as a strategy, something that I am pursuing as an investor, not as something that I want to publish or talk about on a show or in my social media, as an investor, not as a business. I feel like the main business that I do. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. So anyway, of course, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I'm like, okay, I need help building my business. The way I have been doing it is not right. Now, at that time, I did not decide to do it looking inwards. I just thought I need another coach. I need another program. At this time, money is coming in from my job. I'm hating it. I want to get out. So what do? I decide to hire a coach. So somehow this person goes up on social media and Instagram post. They have a free training. You know how it goes, the funnel, the typical funnel. Attend the free thing, and then they'll show you what they can do, and then you hire them. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if the person is ethical, if the person can really help you, and also if they're the right coach for you, because maybe they are the right coach for other people. But I haven't heard anybody else talk about this coach or the results. So I have a feeling that they were predatory. The person that closed me definitely was predatory, and he used religion to get me. I did not feel good during the call. I felt very uneasy. I felt that I was not ready to make that decision. And I can feel that they were uneasy. They were nervous as well, but I felt like I had to say yes. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where They did not force me, but I did feel a little bit coerced. I did feel manipulated. And I kind of knew that I was being manipulated, but I also did it to myself. Like, I got to take responsibility and own the fact that I wanted it to work. I wanted it to be the solution. I wanted it to be the thing that was going to work this time. Instead of looking inward, instead of taking a beat and ask myself, hang out with myself and ask myself, why is it that it's not working? What am I doing? What am I not doing? What do I need to work on? So needless to say, I paid for this very, very expensive program. I went in. I always implement really, really fast. I have all my stuff together, my website, all the things, right? So I follow everything they say. I put an offer in, and the offer that I put together, again, was not the offer. It was not in alignment with myself. And I'm just going to tell you the truth. It was not in alignment. Can I do it? Yes, but I was not believing in that offer. I put it so fast. I didn't really connect with myself. I tried to put it out there. I, of course, again, invest in Facebook ads. And I got people to, get them on the phone. I almost like replicated the same thing that these people did, right? And I'm talking to these people and they don't have any money. And I'm like, if you don't have any money, you should not be buying this thing. And I did not like that model. I did not like having closing calls. It was just not the vibe. It was not what I wanted to do. Now, part of the program was getting feedback from different coaches, like a marketing coach, an image coach, a copy coach, all these coaches that you can go to. I went to every call. I was asking for feedback. I don't think they had a mindset coach. I don't think that if they did, I don't think I got what I needed from that. They didn't really talk about, okay, why are you stuck? Like, why aren't things working? And I'm like, why aren't things working? And I'm doing all the things, and I left angry, and I got to take responsibility. The offer was not in alignment. I was rushing. I did not give it enough time. I had not met my current coach, and I did not realize that when you do something and it doesn't work, you don't just throw it out the window with the baby, like throw in the bathwater with the baby. You actually have to look at the numbers. You have to analyze what happened, what went wrong, what connected, what didn't connect it, and then go from there, right? That's what one does. But I didn't do that. Many spiritual coaches and healers have asked me how they can take care of themselves better while also growing a cash flow business. I have seen so many ignored the direct connection between taking care of yourself and financial success. And to me, that's just backwards. That's why I put together a free live training where they can learn, and you as well, the 4 top secrets that I use so you can take care of yourself on the inside, physically, and spiritually, so you can have more time and energy to grow your cash flowing business. If you're interested, make sure to follow the link in the notes, and I'll see you very, very soon. You do not want to miss this. I just left the program feeling defeated, feeling really upset. Now I owe the money for the program, which is a lot of money. It was like $15,000 plus the Facebook ads money, which is a lot. And I didn't have anything to show for it. Now I'm making payments on this credit card. I put the program on a credit card, and I was feeling now stupid, okay, for doing that, for creating a program that I did not believe in just because I want to put it out there, rushing myself, not listening, and more burned out than ever. And at a job that I hate, that I know is not going to work, that is burning me out too. So I'm getting burned out in business. I was getting burned out at my job. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? What is going on? Oh my God, I hated this job so much. And the pandemic was still happening. I didn't know what to do. And I was so upset. I was so sad. And I didn't know where to go. I finished a relationship that I thought was going to be the relationship. I ended it. And I'm like, okay, I keep having the same problems. I'm either choosing the wrong person. I'm being the wrong person in the relationship. I'm not communicating my boundaries well. I knew this. I knew that boundaries were an issue. I knew where my boundaries were, but again, it was that pesky problem of trying to be easygoing, and I wanted to be flexible, and I wanted to be not high maintenance because I had brainwashed. I had been brainwashed. Like, don't be difficult, be easy. Like, get dressed quickly, don't make waves. Anything goes. Like, la la la. Like, just go with the flow. And then at that time, I still hadn't figured out. I mean, I knew I was an introvert. I always know that. But I didn't know what that meant. I thought that meant that you were shy, and most people that meet me don't think I'm shy. I'm not shy anymore, but I do prefer alone time. I can be with people. I'm okay being with people. I'm happy to be with people, but I cannot be with people for a very long, extended period of time. Like, I cannot be peopling 24/7. Like, if I'm with people for 8 hours, I need several hours of don't talk to me, don't look at me. I need to recharge. Like, my batteries are dead. I'm not antisocial. I'm not being mean. It's not about you. It's about me. I'm like a car. I need rest. I need to plug in a corner somewhere with a good book, watching funny TikToks or Instagram stories and reels, and just be, eat some really good food, hydrate with coconut water, and just be. But at that time, I didn't know that. I didn't know that I need, like, I don't like that. It's not something that I appreciate. It's not something that is nice. I need this. I need this. And I need this on a regular basis. And not getting this has gotten me in trouble pretty much my whole entire life. And when I mean in trouble, I mean that I have lost friendships, relationships, jobs, opportunities because of this. Because I did not recognize early enough that I was getting burned out. I did not recognize early enough that I needed a break. I didn't know. Can I just be honest with you? I didn't know. So if I don't know, how can others know that I need that time? How can others know that I need out for a minute? I am going to be back. I am okay. I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. I don't think you're too needy. And you might need me, but I need me more. Let me know if this is resonating with you. If you are seeing some patterns in your own life and you're like, oh my God, Kat, you are talking about me, because I don't hear anybody else talking about the time that they need to recharge. They might not know how to express it, because when they express their needs and their boundaries when they were growing up, they were shamed, they were shut down, made wrong, and made feel guilty over having those needs. Can I get an amen? So what children like that learn is, my needs are not important. Their needs are more important than my own needs. So therefore, I am going to put my needs in the back burner, or get rid of them altogether, and not do for me what I need for me to be okay, for me to thrive, because I have been okay for a long time. But listen, there's another level. There's another level, that not just being okay. You can actually thrive and have a life that is amazing, like incredibly amazing, incredible. So my friend, I wanted to share and be this vulnerable, because I don't want you to suffer for as long as I did. I don't want you to go in the dark, moving through life, not knowing why you keep experiencing the same issues, the same problems, and not knowing how to move forward, not knowing how to heal from all these experiences that happen. That's when triggers come in. And the trigger is somebody says the right, wrong thing at the right, wrong time. And then World War III, right? People lose it, and you're like, oh my God, all I said was this. Why are you flipping out? And that just makes it worse, because you don't even know what you did. You don't even know what you stepped on. And that makes people angry, because and sometimes they don't even know why they're angry. They just know whatever you said, the way you said it, at the time that you said it, was the wrong thing to say. So when you take the time to stop these patterns, because I gotta tell you, I don't like to deal with the same problem. Once I'm aware, I gotta fix it. Once I'm aware, it's game over. I gotta go somewhere. I gotta pay, and I have no issues paying. I've been paying since the moment that I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, since before my daughter was born in 2004. I have been learning. I have been buying books. I have been paying people to take pictures of my stuff, to build me a website, to build things for me. I've been paying. I don't mind paying, okay? I believe that that's how the world goes around. I believe money is a resource. It's important for you to have a life that you want to have the things that you want to have, to be surrounded by comfort, right? So I want you to, I'm going to give you homework because I'm a coach. That's what I'm going to do. So based on what I said, the things that I said today, and I know I said a lot, I want you to look, like after the podcast show ends, I want you to look at your life. Look what problems continue to pop up in your life at different times, and see what the correlation is. See what the recurring theme is, and then just ponder on that, like journal on that. I want you to send me a question. Let me know what came up for you, and maybe that will be one of the episodes when I start taking questions from you guys. But I really want you to look back and see how these issues that I have had since I was a little girl impacted my business. Even though I was learning, I've been paying, I've been going to masterminds and paying all this time, I was struggling in my business because of my personal life. And I don't hear anybody talking about how your personal life affects your business. Your cash flow is directly affected by how healthy or unhealthy you are. The quicker we figure that out, the quicker we can go get some healing, get our stuff together, and start cash flowing. Okay? Awesome. Thanks so much for listening today. Make sure that you join us on the 4 secrets that I learned to go from completely burned out to cash flowing. It's a live training. It's coming up. You don't want to miss it. It is gonna be fantastic. It's the stuff that I needed when I was struggling, and I'm gonna share all of it inside our brand new community. Make sure that you check the link in the notes, and hopefully I'll see you there. See you next week.